scored in double figures. Why? They weren't sitting around staring at Ja. You are two different things. If you look at the last two seasons, including the playoffs, the Grizzlies statistically with Ja and without him, they win a little more. They're much better defensively. Their net rating is double. They're a better team without him. I'm sorry. They are. That's why Atlanta's thinking of trading Trae Young. When you let 19-year-olds come into a sport, they're not emotionally ready, and they're not great basketball players. They're great shooters or great scorers. But Ja Morant's a highlight phenom. He's absolutely athletic. He's a blast to watch. He's not a great basketball player overall. He's a great scorer. This is not a small sample size. It's 50 games. And they're better defensively. They're better offensively slightly. They move the ball better. Listen, when Tim Duncan or Michael Jordan or Bird or Magic or LeBron or Steph, when they leave a team, the team collapses. As big and successful as Apple was, Steve Jobs left, they almost went insolvent. They had plenty of good engineers, designers around the building. He comes back, they flourish. Steph Curry didn't walk into this league ready to carry a team. He needed a running mate. He needed to get stronger. He needed the right coaching. He needed to mature. Steph wasn't a great basketball player year two in this league. And Ja Morant's not a great basketball player. He's a highlight. He leaves, they're better. 50-game sample size. Last year he left, they were better. Last night, they were better. The best quarter the Lakers have had in this series was the third quarter in game one. Ja was on the floor. The best quarter the Grizzlies have had was the first quarter last night. Ja wasn't. And did you notice Tyus Jones? LeBron James noticed this. Tyus Jones has led the NBA in assist-to-turnover ratio 5 straight years. He's the backup. So you get fewer turnovers, you get more assists, you get better defense, you get more passing. LeBron saw it. He knew what he was up for. I know that's hard for people to wrap their brains around because you watch a Trae Young or you Ja Morant. But you know who else watches them when they first come into the league? GMs and scouts. And everybody in the first year to year and a half is like, wow. And then you start, through film, picking apart their game and seeing what they can't do. Ja doesn't do particularly well. Dribbles too much, sometimes flashy, doesn't play defense. I can like Trae Young and Ja Morant, like them both. But there is a difference between value and talent. He's talented. He is not statistically that valuable. Maybe to merchandise and ticket sales, but the numbers don't lie. Through 2 years. Last night, they looked great. They passed. They moved. It's not a shot at Ja Morant. It's a reality check for the fanboys and the people who vote on awards that confuse value and talent.
All right, man. So that was the words of Colin Cowherd of the Herd that shows on FS1 Fox Sports Radio. Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Derek Branch, sports.com. And I just want to talk about what Colin Cowherd said earlier today. And to me, that's just a misleading take. Cause if you really look at it, he got the stats. His stats are correct. He did his research and all that, got the facts. But who did the Grizzlies play against in those games? You know what I'm saying? When they play them, who did they play, and when did they play them? You know what I'm saying? Because if you count this year, top five team in the West. Well, they had a top five team in the West with that has held the second seed in the conference. So if you really look at it, the Grizzlies pretty much had things, locked up like around January, February. You know, when you play with that type of cushion, with that type of lead in your conference, in your division, you could, I won't say slack off, but you could take it easy. You take your foot off the pedal just a bit. You know what I'm saying? Then a lot of those teams that played it, the Grizzlies played against, They probably had nothing at stake. You know what I'm saying? They probably wanted to rest their players up. I remember last year when ESPN and everybody was coming down here, cause to check out the Grizzlies, and they played the Nets, and I don't think Kevin Durant played, and I don't think Ja played, and the Grizzlies blowed them out, plain and simple, blowed them out. And that was, and this is always, I don't know why people keep bringing this up about how good the Grizzlies are with Ja Morant, and that's true. Is they done a great job without him in the lineup. This past season, the season prior to this one. Even though with everything going on off the court, they have done a good job. But who they played against, man, during this time? Bad teams. Teams that. So that's just it's just kind of it's just misleading by Cowherd, man, to say that. Even though he got the stats to back it up, the numbers. But I'll say this: if Ja played last year against the Warriors, if he hadn't got hurt, the Grizzlies could have beat Golden State. Plain and simple. You know. So I guess he just glared over that. He just glared over that one right there, though. And also, if Ja can't come back in this series, nothing that's came out yet on it, but they're not going. Memphis ain't. It's not gonna beat the Lakers, man. I'm being real with you. They're not gonna. Without Ja Morant, they cannot beat the Lakers. It's just that. It's just that simple, man. They got the Lakers on an off night the other day. They just did. So, Cowherd, despite him saying this, man, it's a little off base right here. And you bringing up Trae Young into this situation, that's a whole different subject for a different day because I think Trae Young just facing different is a whole nother different category than Ja Morant, man. It's just that simple, man. And I can tell that's a whole different topic for a different day in regards to why they want to trade Young. That's more of with Trae Young in Atlanta. That's more of a maturity thing right there. More of like a leadership type thing with Trae Young over there. Leave that alone for a different day. But to say that the Grizzlies are better without Ja Morant is just off base. It's just a misleading take, a little uninformed take because, like I said, you saying this and not really looking at the teams that they played while he was out and when did they play him. You know what I'm saying? So that little throw it off right there. But I think this team needs Ja Morant in the playoffs. They need him. They need him in this series to win it outright over the Lakers, in my opinion. So Kyler, despite going and getting them stats and all that, he's a little off base. But we'll see how it play out. So when we get the report about on his status, we'll see how they'll go from there. Yeah. All right, that's all we have. That's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. Do you think the Grizzlies are a better team without Ja Morant? Also, check out strike7sports.com for latest content on NBA, Memphis Tigers and Grizzlies content. And have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out.